Number 10. Zero no Tsukaima. Starting our list is Louise, aka Louise the Zero. And honestly, her nickname tells you everything you need to know about her magical abilities. This girl couldn't cast a proper spell if her life depended on it, which, spoiler alert, it literally does multiple times throughout the series. Louise summons Saito, a regular Japanese high school student, to be her familiar. Now, Saito starts off about as useful in a magical world as a chocolate teapot. He's got no magic, no combat skills, and spends most of his time getting stepped on by a tsundere who's smaller than most middle schoolers. But here's where it gets interesting. Saito discovers he's actually Gandalfer, a legendary familiar with the power to wield any weapon like a master. From struggling to hold a sword properly to wielding ancient weapons that could level castles, his transformation is like watching someone go from button mashing in Street Fighter to pulling off perfect combos. The chemistry between Louise and Saito is pure entertainment gold, especially when they're both trying to figure out their powers while dealing with teenage drama in a magical academy setting. This is Emiverse Anime. Watch this video to the end and hit that subscribe button now. Number 9. Isekai wa Smartphone to Tomoni. Now here's a guy who literally died from divine negligence. God accidentally struck him with lightning. Talk about having a bad day. But our protagonist Tuya gets the ultimate compensation package, resurrection in a fantasy world with his smartphone and boosted physical abilities. Tuya starts off stronger than your average isekai protagonist, sure, but he's still basically a tourist with a phone in a medieval world. What makes this interesting is watching him slowly realize he's basically become a walking cheat code. His magic affinity? Through the roof. His learning speed? Faster than a speedrunner breaking world records. The real charm here is how Tuya uses modern knowledge combined with his growing magical powers. He goes from how do I cast magic to casually creating flying vehicles and solving international conflicts. Plus, watching him accidentally collect a harem while just trying to help people is comedy gold. This guy's so overpowered by the end that political leaders are basically begging him to solve their problems. Number 8. Excel World. Meet Haruyuki, and boy, this kid starts at rock bottom. He's bullied, overweight, has zero confidence, and spends his time hiding in the corner playing games. In the real world, he's about as threatening as a hamster with stage fright. But then Kuroyuki introduces him to Brain Burst, a program that lets him accelerate his thoughts and enter a virtual fighting world. Initially, Haruyuki's avatar, Silver Crow, can't even fight properly. He's literally running away from every battle like he's in a horror movie. The transformation is incredible though. As Haruyuki learns to fight and gains confidence in the virtual world, it starts affecting his real life too. Silver Crow evolves from a coward who can't throw a punch to someone who can fly and take on the strongest players in the system. Watching this character development is like seeing someone go from being afraid of their own shadow to becoming the shadow everyone else fears. Number 7. Tenku Shinpan. Yuri finds herself trapped in a world of skyscrapers connected by bridges, filled with masked figures trying to kill everyone in sight. She starts as a regular high school girl, whose biggest concern was probably what to have for lunch. In this death game scenario, Yuri begins completely helpless. She's running, hiding, and barely surviving each encounter. But as the series progresses, she develops this incredible tactical mind and becomes someone who can manipulate the game's rules themselves. Her evolution from victim to someone who controls masks and commands respect from beings that were once hunting her is absolutely wild. She goes from, please don't kill me, to I'm about to end this whole game. And the psychological transformation is just as impressive as any physical power-up you'll see in other series. Number 6. Bakemono no Ko. This one's a bit different from typical isekai, but hear me out. Ren, later known as Kyuta, is a lonely 9-year-old who stumbles into the beast world. He's weak, small, and has absolutely no idea how to fight or survive in this new realm. Kumatetsu becomes his reluctant mentor, and their relationship is initially a disaster. Kyuta can barely throw a proper punch and gets knocked down more often than a bowling pin. But through intense training and pure determination, he transforms into a formidable martial artist. What makes this special is that his growth isn't just about physical strength. He learns discipline, finds family, and discovers his own identity. By the climax, he's gone from a scared kid to someone who can stand toe-to-toe with legendary beasts. The emotional journey hits just as hard as any of his punches by the end. Number 5. Chiyu Mahu no Machigata Tsukaikara. Ken gets summoned to another world along with 2 classmates, and while they get cool offensive magic, he gets healing magic. In a world where everyone expects heroes to slash and blast their way through problems, Ken's basically been handed a support class character sheet. Initially, everyone looks at Ken like he drew the short straw in the hero lottery. But under the brutal training of Rose, the captain of the rescue corps, Ken discovers that healing magic can be used in ways that would make action heroes jealous. His transformation from a disappointed support character to someone who can heal himself mid-battle and fight with enhanced physical abilities is incredible. He goes from being the guy everyone expects to stay in the back row to the one charging headfirst into danger because he literally can't stay down. Watching him turn what seems like the lamest power into something absolutely terrifying is pure satisfaction. Number 4. Isekai Shikaku. This series takes the Isekai formula and throws it in a blender with dark comedy. Our protagonist is already dealing with depression when he gets transported to another world, so he starts not just weak, but actively wanting to fail at being a hero. What's fascinating is watching someone who wants to be useless accidentally become incredibly competent. His attempts to fail spectacularly somehow turn into legendary achievements. He's like that student who doesn't study but still aces the exam, except with world-saving implications. His journey from someone who can't even succeed at being unsuccessful to becoming a reluctantly overpowered hero is both hilarious and surprisingly touching. It's character development in reverse psychology form. Number 3. Kaminaki Sekai no Kamisama Katsudo. Yukito gets sent to a world that's basically allergic to the concept of gods or religion. He starts as a missionary with 0 followers, 0 influence, and 0 chance of success according to everyone around him. But Yukito has something that makes him incredibly dangerous in this world: unshakable faith and the knowledge that his goddess is real. Watching him go from being laughed at by everyone to building a religious revolution is like watching someone win a debate by proving their imaginary friend actually exists. His growth from a powerless missionary to someone who can literally manifest divine miracles and change the fundamental beliefs of an entire world is absolutely incredible. He weaponizes faith itself and becomes unstoppable. Number 2. Saikyo no Osama, Nidome no Jinsei wa Nani wo Suru? This is the ultimate power fantasy revenge story. Hart was a hero who got betrayed and killed, then reincarnated with all his memories intact, but in a weak body. Imagine having the mind of a master gamer stuck in a level 1 character. That's basically Hart's situation. Watching him use his previous life's knowledge while rebuilding his power is like watching a chess grandmaster play against beginners. He knows exactly what's coming, who to trust, and how to get revenge on everyone who wronged him. His transformation from victim to the most powerful being in existence, but this time with the wisdom to use that power properly, makes for an incredibly satisfying watch. It's redemption and revenge wrapped up in an overpowered package. Number 1. Make You Black Company. And our number 1 spot goes to a series that perfectly captures the modern worker's fantasy, escaping corporate hell only to end up in fantasy corporate hell. Our protagonist, Kinji, starts as an overworked office employee who dies from exhaustion and wakes up in a fantasy world. But instead of becoming a hero, he ends up working for a dungeon exploration company that's basically the fantasy equivalent of a black company. Terrible working conditions, unreasonable demands, and management that would make cartoon villains look reasonable. Kinji starts weak, tired, and completely out of his element in this new world. But his modern business knowledge, combined with gradual power growth, turns him into someone who can literally revolutionize how the fantasy world does business. He goes from being exploited by the system to becoming someone who can manipulate and eventually dominate it. What makes this number 1 is how relatable it is. We've all felt like that overworked employee, and watching Kinji use his corporate survival skills to become overpowered in a fantasy setting is the ultimate power fantasy for anyone who's ever dealt with bad management. And there you have it. 10 incredible journeys from zero to hero that'll keep you glued to your screen. These characters prove that everyone starts somewhere, and sometimes the best power-ups come from the most unexpected places. Which of these weak-to-strong transformations impressed you the most? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more anime content that'll fuel your next binge-watching session.